Chapter 43. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the landscape, Adelmo arrived at the foreboding castle. The air was heavy with an eerie silence, broken only by the distant hoot of an owl. He knew that the castle would soon be locked up, its doors sealed tight until the next day when the tourists would arrive. However, an insatiable curiosity compelled him to venture closer, undeterred by the impending darkness. With each step he took towards the castle, the atmosphere grew more foreboding. The windows, like distant eyes, stared back at him from the towering walls. Adelmo's heart raced as he realized that they were all out of reach, leaving him with no obvious way to enter. Determined not to be thwarted, he retraced his steps back to his car, hoping to find something useful in his trunk. Opening the trunk, Adelmo's eyes widened in disbelief as he discovered an ancient chest nestled amidst his belongings. The chest creaked open, revealing a treasure trove of tools that seemed to have been frozen in time. It was as if the chest had been waiting for him, its contents a gift from the supernatural forces that governed the castle. Among the tools, he found a grappling gun, a weapon that could potentially grant him access to the elusive windows. Excitement coursed through his veins as he realized that fate had smiled upon him, granting him the means to explore the secrets that lay within the castle's walls. However, as he held the grappling gun in his hands, uncertainty gnawed at him. He had seen such devices before, but had never used one himself. The thought of missing his target and being left stranded in the darkness sent a shiver down his spine. Yet, with a deep breath, he resolved to take the risk, believing that his determination and a stroke of luck would guide him through the treacherous night. As he stood at the entrance, a chill ran down his spine. The darkness enveloped him, making it difficult to see beyond a few feet. He scanned the windows, searching for the easiest target. The moonlight cast an eerie glow on the ancient castle, adding to the sense of foreboding that hung in the air. Finally, he spotted a window that seemed within reach, its glass reflecting the pale light in a sinister manner. With a deep breath, he began to navigate the castle grounds, his footsteps echoing in the silence. The overgrown vegetation seemed to reach out for him, as if trying to pull him into the depths of the darkness. Every shadow seemed to conceal a lurking danger, and he quickened his pace, determined to reach his destination without any mishaps. Suddenly, he stumbled upon an opening that seemed to materialize out of nowhere, beckoning him to explore its depths. Cautiously, he crawled through the narrow passage, the musty smell of decay filling his nostrils. The darkness seemed to press in on him, suffocating him with its oppressive weight. As he emerged on the other side, he found himself inside the castle walls, surrounded by a maze of corridors and rooms. His heart pounded in his chest as he realized the gravity of his situation. He was alone in a place that seemed to pulse with a malevolent energy. With trembling hands, he switched on his flashlight, its beam cutting through the shadows like a knife. But even the light couldn't dispel the sense of dread that clung to him like a second skin. He was lost in a labyrinth of fear, unsure of what horrors awaited him in the bowels of the castle. As Adelmo ventured deeper into the eerie castle, his heart pounded in his chest, matching the rhythm of his footsteps. The dimly lit corridors seemed to stretch endlessly, each turn leading him further into the unknown. The air grew colder, sending shivers down his spine, as if the castle itself was alive and breathing. Adelmo's eyes darted around, desperately searching for any sign of the plaques he sought. Finally, he reached the grand entrance of the castle, a towering wooden door adorned with intricate carvings. As he approached, a flickering candle on a nearby table caught his attention. Its feeble flame danced in the drafty corridor, casting eerie shadows on the walls. Adelmo's gaze shifted from the candle to a small plaque mounted beside the door. It seemed to beckon him, its ancient script whispering secrets of the past. Unable to resist the allure, Adelmo reached out and touched the plaque. In an instant, his surroundings blurred and he was transported back in time. The castle transformed before his eyes, its walls adorned with lavish tapestries and ornate chandeliers illuminating the grand hall. But the scene that unfolded before him was far from opulent. Dracula, the infamous ruler, stood at the head of a long table, his pale face illuminated by the flickering candlelight. Adelmo watched in horror as the guard dragged lifeless bodies into the castle, their blood staining the floor. The sight of Dracula's family feasting on the warm, crimson liquid sent a chill down Adelmo's spine, his mind struggling to comprehend the gruesome reality he was witnessing. Gasping for air, Adelmo snapped out of the trance, his heart racing. Confusion and fear gripped him as he tried to make sense of the inexplicable events. What had just happened? Was he losing his mind? The castle seemed to whisper its secrets, its dark history intertwining with Adelmo's own existence. Little did he know, his journey had only just begun, and the horrors that awaited him within the castle's walls were beyond his darkest nightmares. As soon as he completed his exploration of the eerie castle, he felt an overwhelming urge to seek out his grandfather. There were so many unanswered questions swirling in his mind, and he hoped his grandfather could shed some light on the unsettling events that had unfolded. The reality of the situation had become too palpable for him to ignore, and he desperately needed guidance. With a sense of trepidation, he ventured further into the castle, his footsteps echoing ominously in the dimly lit corridors.